वेलकम टू शहबाज शॉर्ट एंड टाइपिंग सेंटर कराची। हमारे चैनल पे आपको तमाम शॉर्ट एंड डिक्टेशंस की वीडियोस मिलती रहेंगी, तो इसलिए आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, लाइक करें, शेयर करें ताकि हर आने वाली वीडियो आपको टाइमली मिलती रहे। From the lives of great men we learn many things, much that is of value to us in our own lives. Stop. Not the least important thing, perhaps, which the life of almost any great man teaches us is that we have time to do those things which we most want to do. Stop. As young people, we talk lightly of what we would do if only we had the time, as old people we look back upon lost opportunities and wish that we had had the time to follow this course of action, that line of training. Stop. But again and again, as we read the stories of the lives of those who have done great things, of those whose names will be forever remembered, the knowledge is forced upon us that our trouble is not that we have too little time, but that we have too little desire. Stop. Our desire to move in a certain direction is not strong enough to influence us to take the necessary steps, to use for that purpose the hours which are being spent in other and possibly less profitable ways. Stop. If the desire to act and the will to work are there, then we shall find both the time and the opportunity. Stop. These thoughts come to the mind upon reading a recently published book in which the writer tells in outline the story of the lives of 15 great men. Stop. From the many remarkable men who have lived during the past 500 years, the writer has taken those men who, by their thought and by their labor, were able to discover a great principle, some deep truth about the laws of nature which had not before known. Men who in this way added greatly to the knowledge and learning of the world, and so took all men one big step forward in the long march towards a better understanding of the forces which govern our world. Stop. It is not possible to read this book, or indeed any book of this nature, without feeling an increased respect for the power of man's mind, an increased respect for his learning, for his continued attempts to find the truth even when faced with great difficulties. Stop. The life of each of these men, it need hardly be said, differs in detail. Stop. Some of them showed themselves even as children to have reasoning powers beyond that we regard as usual. Others were just simple children showing no special powers of any kind during their early years. Stop. Some were one idea men, working only in their special field. Others developed remarkable minds and became better than most men in most fields of learning. Stop. But common to them all was the power to work for very long hours. Stop. Hours spent in deep thought, in careful planning, in the perfecting of ideas, and the putting of results together piece by piece to make the whole a whole which was to surprise the world. Stop. Most of them lived to an old age, few dying before reaching 70 years of age, and several living to be over 80. Stop. Naturally, the thought must come, was there any connection between these two facts? Question mark. Did these men work beyond the powers of common people because they were strong in body beyond the common person? Question mark. Or did they owe their long lives to the fact that they lived principally for their ideas, paying little attention to the many principal pleasures which interest the masses, caring little for food and drink or for the company of other men and women? Question mark. Para. It is difficult to attempt an answer. Stop. We can not be certain. Stop. But long as was the life of man himself, it was short when measured by the life of his work. Stop. That work has influenced the thoughts and the labors of many men for many years. Stop. It will continue to influence man's thought and man's action as long as man is a thinking being, using the knowledge of the past to increase in the present his control over natural forces. Stop.